These are the 8 ruthless lessons that make you dangerous, because they make you free. They strip away illusion, expose motive, and force you to see reality with piercing clarity. Most people aren't ready for that kind of truth. They prefer comforting lies, that people are kind, that fairness rules the world, that effort always brings reward. But wisdom has never promised comfort. It only promises understanding. When you learn these lessons, you stop being easily fooled. You stop being controlled by guilt, fear, or charm. You become, in the quietest sense, dangerous. Not because you harm others, but because illusion no longer harms you. Lesson 1. Most people are ruled by emotion, not logic. Humans love to believe they are rational. But look closely. Emotion drives almost everything. Fear, desire, ego, insecurity. These are the true forces behind most choices. Logic usually arrives later, as the excuse for what feeling already decided. Watch an argument. People defend not facts, but pride. They justify what emotion has already chosen. The wise see this pattern everywhere. To predict behavior, don't listen to words. Observe emotion. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." He was describing the gateway to freedom. When you stop reacting from emotion and begin responding with awareness, you become untouchable. You feel deeply, yet you choose calmly. And those ruled by impulse can no longer control you. Dangerous intelligence begins in the pause between feeling and action. That single breath where clarity decides the outcome. Lesson 2. People always act in their own self-interest. This is not cynicism. It is human nature. Every act serves a purpose. Sometimes noble, sometimes hidden. The parent who sacrifices acts from love. The friend who flatters acts for approval. Even generosity can feed the need to be seen as good. When you understand that all people act from what they believe benefits them, disappointment fades. You stop asking, "Why would they do this?" You start asking, "What did they gain?" Marcus Aurelius ruled an empire surrounded by ambition. He learned not to take motives personally, to see people as they are, not as he wished them to be. This awareness makes you strategic, not cold. You stop expecting others to act against their nature. Instead, you align interests so truth and cooperation can coexist. The wise don't demand purity. They build harmony from understanding. Lesson 3. Most people can't handle the truth about themselves. We live in an age of comfort, physical and psychological. Most spend more energy defending their illusions than improving their reality. They lie to themselves to protect the image they love. They twist facts to avoid guilt. They surround themselves with echoes of agreement. Hold up a mirror and they turn away. The Stoics practiced the opposite. Brutal self-honesty. Marcus Aurelius wrote to himself each night, confessing faults and correcting motives. He knew growth begins when denial ends. The dangerous person sees themselves clearly. They can say, "Yes, I was wrong. Yes, I caused this. Yes, I must change." Most protect their flaws like treasure. The wise burn illusion to become free. If you can face your truth without flinching, you've already surpassed most of the world. Lesson 4. Your success will make some people hate you. The higher you rise, the more shadows you cast. Success is not loved, it is envied. When you grow, you become a mirror, and mirrors make others uncomfortable. Those who have settled will resent your motion. Those who made excuses will resent your discipline. Those who once cheered will whisper when your victories remind them of their own surrender. It isn't personal. It's predictable. Marcus Aurelius met envy with calm. He turned obstacles into opportunity, hatred into evidence of progress. When people attack out of envy, let it prove your growth. Do not shrink to comfort them. Do not dim to make them feel safe. Keep walking. The noise behind you is only the sound of comparison breaking. Lesson 5. Everyone is trying to sell you something. Not always for money. Sometimes for validation, ideology, or attention. Every word, every smile, every story carries an intention. Some sell products, some sell approval, some sell their pain for sympathy. Once you see this, you can never unsee it. The wise are not paranoid. They are perceptive. They simply ask, what is this person trying to make me think, feel, or do? Marcus Aurelius said, "Be like the rock that the waves keep crashing over. It stands firm." He knew influence is constant, but surrender is optional. Every day, the world tries to shape your mind with ads, opinions, expectations. Your power is awareness. Listen, but do not absorb. Understand, yet remain unmoved. When you stop buying what the world is selling, you finally start living by your own truth. Lesson 6. When people show you who they are, believe them. We often ignore the signs, not because we can't see them, but because we don't want to. Hope can be the cruelest emotion of all. A liar tells small lies before big ones. A betrayer breaks small promises before great ones. A selfish heart reveals itself in tiny acts of convenience. Instead of believing patterns, we believe potential. We say, they'll change. We call it forgiveness, but often it's fear of letting go. The Stoics judged by consistency. Seneca wrote, "The greatest remedy for anger is delay." Watch long enough, and people always return to their nature. When someone shows you their truth, through disrespect, dishonesty, or neglect, believe it the first time, not to condemn, but to protect your peace. You don't need revenge. You just stop pretending. Wisdom is seeing patterns, not promises. Lesson 7. Comfort is the enemy of growth. Comfort whispers that you've earned your rest, that safety equals success. But the longer you listen, the softer you become. The mind, like the body, grows only under resistance. When life is too easy, strength decays. The Stoics practiced voluntary discomfort, fasting, cold, hard floors, not as punishment, but as training. They knew hardship would find them one day, and comfort would not save them. Modern life worships ease, but behind convenience hides decay. Dull minds, weak wills, fragile identities. Growth begins where comfort ends. Ask yourself, what am I avoiding because it feels uncomfortable? There lies your evolution. The dangerous mind doesn't seek pain, but it refuses to flee from it. Resistance sharpens the soul. Lesson 8. You are going to die, and most of what you worry about means nothing. This is the truth that ends all illusions. One day, everything you know will vanish. Every fear, every argument, every performance. In that silence, only what mattered will remain. The people you loved, the virtues you lived, the peace you built inside. Death is not the enemy. For the Stoics, it was the ultimate teacher. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do and say and think." When you remember death, your priorities transform. You stop performing. You start living. You speak truth instead of chasing approval. You pursue meaning instead of comfort. You love deeply, forgive quickly, and waste nothing. Awareness of death makes you ruthless with time. Not cruel, but clear. You begin choosing only what aligns with your soul. And that is when life truly begins. These 8 lessons are not gentle. They will strip away illusions you once called safety. They will leave you raw, but awake. And that awakening is freedom. Once you see clearly, you can no longer be deceived by appearances. You stop being ruled by emotion, envy, and fear. You become still. And in that stillness lies strength. You are not meant to be ruthless with others. You are meant to be ruthless with illusion. True wisdom doesn't harden the heart. It opens the eyes. When you accept life's harsh truths without bitterness, you stop fighting reality and start flowing with it. You see manipulation and choose calm. You see envy and choose peace. You see death and choose to live fully, right now. That is dangerous wisdom. That is unshakable peace. That is the path of the wise. If these lessons awakened something in you, if you felt the weight of truth and the calm that follows it, walk this path with us. Subscribe to Whispers of the Wise. Here, we don't chase comfort. We seek clarity. We don't run from truth. We rise to meet it. Because wisdom begins the moment illusion ends.